my dears, and welcome back to the Kitty Coven. We're here to do this week's Dreamsnaps, which is the newest update for them because they have changed things with this new puppy love update, including the fact that it is no longer separated between decoration and clothing challenges. It's all in one, and tags don't matter towards your score anymore. They just matter towards making a qualifying photo. So I'll walk you through how I put together this area, this outfit, and what my thought process was, as well as a couple other ideas I think might work. And I'll show you how I did it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what our Dreamsnaps is going to be this week. It is the brand new update and is the Bella Notte romance. Celebrate romance with Lady and the Tramp, create a dreamy dinner scene, and dress for the perfect romantic evening. I do love so much that they've finally combined them, so it's just one set theme as opposed to like bouncing back and forth between decoration and outfit, because let's be honest, we end up doing both for basically all of them anyway. So let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna come up to my floating island as always because it's just so much easier. It's just so much easier to do it on the floating islands. It really is. We're gonna need to probably clear up just a little bit here. Actually, if I just move you over here. Yeah, that works. I actually think I am gonna take this from this build though. And we're gonna set it up there. Let's see. So we're trying to create like a very Valentine's Day scene, right? That is our goal. So let's pull some of these out. This is some of the new fencing that's currently in the premium shop. I think it's really cute. Oh, I do like this actually with this house. I think that'll be really nice. I think we're gonna go with kind of a black, white, and red theme. I think that'll work out very, very well. I've realized I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit of cooking to put stuff on the actual table, so we'll have to pull down like a stove to do that and do that together in just a minute here. But let's just look and see what we actually have in terms of this kind of recommended. The display pillars could work out. I don't know if we'll actually end up using them, but I'll grab them out anyway. The swan boat could be really cute, but there's no like water up here. Oh, we do have this table actually. I'm not gonna lie, just for ease, we may end up using that table. I'll see how it looks and whether we want to do something that's a little more specific or not. I do like the idea of maybe doing the Aurora Borealis out here and doing like an evening scene for it. So we're gonna toss that there. I may end up having to pull everything just a little bit forward then, but we'll see. We've got that rug, which could be very cute. Let's see, what else do we have? What else is here that is recommended? We've got more of these, but I've got those already down. So those are just appearing twice, I guess. Okay. I do kind of like you. I think you're just a little too orangey, though, for what we're looking for. If we don't do the big table, we might do those chairs. The good thing is, so the other big thing that they have introduced that I saw for this update for Dreamsnaps is that it is no longer tag-based. You do still have to meet certain tags to enter, right, to submit your photo, but that doesn't actually factor into your final score anymore. Your actual scoring is all, it's all voting based now, which may work out better. Now, we're gonna have to kind of wait and see, but I do think, at least in terms of like completing it, there's a little less stress on trying to, you know, get everything to the perfect highest number of tags you can, to a point that maybe it's a little much sometimes. Those might work. I think they might be a little too off color. We'll find out though. I do kind of like maybe bringing in some of these. We'll see if we can make those work. Keep scrolling. We're like halfway down what they have for the tags here. We do have these as well. Those can make it really nice, I think. Box of croissants could be cute if we end up needing it for the secondary table. The one that I'd have to put together like a food setting for. We'll see how that ends up going. Continuing to scroll down, I'm not really seeing anything else. This is actually kind of, I don't know. I feel like there's not a ton leading into exactly what I want to do. I do think maybe we're going to see a lot of very similar ideas this time. And just looking at the recommended stuff, I think there's just a lot of things that don't quite hit the vibe of the challenge. You know, they kind of, they're there, but they're not the energy that we're really looking for. If that makes sense. So I think it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this challenge and see how people do get very creative with it. Because I do think there's a couple ways you could go with this, right? You could do kind of what I'm doing with this very like elegant black, white, red vibe. You could do a very like cutesy, sweet, very pink and white vibe. You could try to bring in like a darker Valentine's Day with like a black and pink energy. There's a lot of ways you could go about this one. And I think it'll really just depend on if people can think of it, depending, again, I don't actually know how everybody does their process, but I know for me, like I usually look through here, see what has my attention, and then build out from there. But if people are going with an idea first and then looking for things that suit it, they might come up with things a little bit differently than I do, which will be really interesting to see. I love getting to take a look at kind of the final results, doing the voting, and then seeing which ones get the top tiers. I think it's really fun, and it gives me a lot of ideas for future ones a lot of the time, which is really nice. I'm just pulling down a few more things. We've got some fireflies, the candelabras, the Beauty and the Beast rose. We can bring down the shorter candelabra because if I just do this table, then another one of those will be nice. But I think we're kind of at the end of what's going to work out here in terms of like, you know, existing things. Or of recommended items. That's the word I'm looking for, is the recommended items. So I think we might have, oh, the floating candles. Actually, I like those a lot. I forget that we have those. I forget that they exist sometimes, and I don't know how I do because I always love them. But I feel like I don't get to use them as much as I normally would like. So that'll be really nice. And that is the end of what's recommended. I'm going to come over here and we are going to look through some of the previous like Valentine's-y, what's the word? Star paths. That's what I'm looking for. What do we think? Magnolia and Majesty might have some stuff. Potentially, if I was going for like a pinky, absolutely it would, but that's just not what I'm looking for here. What about Dapper Delights? I don't think we're gonna find anything here, but I'll check. We do have the gazebo, which is really cool. I've already got the fireflies down, though. And if anything, I think I might do this gazebo. So let's change our filter. Garden of Whimsy, I think, is kind of the other big one that might work. Again, this is going to be really great if you're doing like a pink and white, like fairy garden energy, but that's just not where we're going, which is fine. It is totally fine. Now, I am going to move this stuff kind of up and out of the way a bit because I am going to come down to paths and I am going to put down a path. We're going to do this one. Now, normally I'd go for the ones with the border, but I very specifically want... I don't want that big gold border here. So we're just going to kind of take what we've got and we're going to fill this in. And we're going to aim to hope that we don't see the edges of it. And if we do, we're just going to drag the edges out more. Because I'm actually just going to let this fill the entire space. it'll work out that way, hopefully. Okay, so we're just gonna, ooh, I might actually need to make some more here. I do not have as much as I thought I did. Ooh, wow. Okay. All right, that's fine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go under all and we're gonna look for a, is it the workbench? Is that what they call it? Crafting bench, right? Okay, so none of these are what I'm looking for. Craft? There we go. Crafting station. Okay, so we're gonna pull you like over here just so I can use you. And then I'm also gonna do the same. I'm just gonna find a stove to pull out just in case we need it. These aren't actually going to be used for the decoration. I just need them to make stuff so that I can do the decoration. Okay. Fencing and paving. I need more of you. Okay, we're going to make like another 150-ish. I had a little over 200 there. And that covered most of it, but I want to make sure I've got some spare in case we run, or in case I need to pull it out a bit further. So I should probably still have 40 to 50 left after. Maybe not, actually. Yeah, we will. We'll have like 40 to 50 left. Probably 45. Yep. Dead on. Okay. Cool. So then let's start building out. I want to start kind of building this. So we're going to put you back here. And I want to have you kind of here. Right. And this is where we're going to build our table up. So we're going to do our table here. It's already got seats set. All right, so we're going to face that forward. But then I'm going to start to pull some of these guys around. Right, so that it'll kind of fill that in a little. Actually, don't mind the idea. So we're going to like tuck you back here and you kind of back here. So they won't be super visible, but they will be a little bit visible. And then I want to maybe tuck you here, create like a cozy reading nook kind of vibe over here, right? So we want this very cozy energy going. I don't think we'll see this over here, but I want to have it just in case. Just as kind of a, you know, make sure it all looks nice energy. I always like to build it out a little more than I think we'll actually see, just to be safe. Because sometimes you don't know how those angles are going to work out until you're taking them. And then we're going to place some of these around as well. Couple like right on top of this. Just to really light it up. We can toss some of these in as well. In fact, I think I'm going to get rid of this one and we're going to put you back here. Actually, no, I like the heart more. I'm like, we'll do the spade. No, that one's a heart. Why would I even use the spade at that point? I don't need the more points. So, we are going to do maybe a couple of these around if I can get them down somewhere. I don't know. I do kind of like the idea of bringing this here, or maybe, right, we make it so it gives it like a little separation over here. All right, let me zoom down. You need to come forward just a little bit. Why don't you connect? I feel like you should connect. Is it because of the angle? Is it because of the angle? I think it's the angle. That's fine. You know, they really need to make it so these things work on an angle as well. Like, this should not be so hard to line up like that. It actually looks like if I bring it forward a half step, it'll connect. No, it really doesn't. Okay. That's fine. We can kind of use these to hide it a little bit. Okay. Ooh, okay, where do we want to go now? Oh, I think this could be really cute if I can tuck it like back here maybe. Okay, so we're gonna maybe pull this forward just a little bit so that I can tuck it there. Okay. Okay, it's coming together. We're gonna do some floating candles here. Hello? It like freaked out a bit as I was trying to place that. And then we'll also bring in some of these fireflies. Okay, let's get that all out of the way. Let's go ahead and then look at our trees. See if we have anything in here that we particularly like for the energy. Possibly, we could maybe tuck you back there, actually. Just to kind of fill this out a bit, just to give it something kind of going on. Okay, you don't fit, but that's fine. Can I fit one back here? Yeah, just to make it feel a little bit nicer. Oh, these look really nice actually as well. I love that it gives me two different sizes of this. Like, what? Okay. Try to see back here so I can maybe place it. No, it's not going to sit back there. That's fine. Can I copy this one specifically? I can. And you might be able to sit back here. Maybe. Yeah, you can. Awesome. I'm actually going to move this one a little bit out because I want to kind of uncover this a bit. Okay, let's then look at underbrush. Oh, we could absolutely do that there. And some of these planters would be really nice just to like frame us, right? So if I take the photo kind of here, get a couple of these maybe placed around as well. I think that's really gonna be it. Okay, so now I need to look at outfit. Right, so now we have our area planned out. I need to figure out what the hell we're wearing for this. We need something Valentine's-y, and we need something very elegant Valentine's-y, and that's gonna be the rough part, I think, here. So, I do really like these gloves. Oh, we could do you. However, with like certain hair, you don't really work super well, so I'll come back to that. We do have the white floral heels. However, I'm thinking we're gonna go very red and black with our outfit. That's kind of what I'm thinking we're gonna end up doing here. Let's see. Do you have any? I'm looking for. I just realized I accidentally took those gloves off without thinking about it to do these nails. Rip. Okay. I love that it's like you need elegant, and I'm like, I am not seeing very many like of the dresses in this recommendation. Okay, so we do have you. That is a very pretty skirt, but you are a little holiday-ish. Right, you are a little like wintry, which I fear may not quite work. Just a little heavy on the wintry energy. I do like the idea of doing the black rose choker though, if I have a dress that works with it. You know, there's not really a lot of other dress. Okay, we are getting, okay, it's starting to recommend me dresses and stuff. This is now more of like what I was expecting it to be recommending, at least to a degree. Okay, we're gonna keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. I think I'm gonna have to go search on my own here. Oh, there we go. I think this dress. Right, okay, so let's look at some gloves then. Some black evening gloves. Let's look at what we can do for our back. I want something there, but I don't think I'm gonna quite get what I want. So we're just gonna take you away. Glasses are gonna go away as well. And let's look at what we can do for our hair here. So I'm thinking we'll do something a little more noticeably red. And then we're gonna do something that's, okay, I kind of like that, right? But that's like a good go-to for this. I feel like we're gonna see a lot of people using this hair, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not without good reason. I think this hair and this hair, we are going to see a lot of, depending on the two energies people go with here. But I definitely want something that is like all the way down. And like, I wish that I could get like this ponytail, right? This hair texture, but like down. Okay, that actually works here. All right, I'm vibing with that. I'm vibing with that. Do we have anything here that would work? See, like... Yeah, no, that gets rid of the hair. Nope, that's just not happening. It's just not happening. Clip funny. Okay, nothing's going on up there then. Let's look at earrings. I do kind of like doing the bookish earrings with the little book nook we've got going on back there. And then let's look at companions. I think the pink lovebird could be really cute. Even though we're doing a very like red and black, I think that will be okay. And then... Dina. Absolutely, yeah. Nope, there we go. Okay. I think this is how I want us to look for this, and this is looking like it's gonna come together really beautifully actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of get rid of these, move them out of the way. Oh, these are a little off. We're gonna bring them in a bit, and then let's see as we try to actually take this photo what we're looking at here. Sully, what? Okay. I would Sully just talking like that spooked me a bit. I think we're gonna go for kind of a golden hour energy. I like this right here. I do want to bring the saturation up just a bump, not a ton though. Let the color tint aim just slightly more pink. I can't turn the shadows down. I do want to light our character a bit better, and we're going to do a tiny bit more light blue. Okay, now let's look at poses. No, Mike! Mike! I'm turning it. Wait, Mike! Wait, I can't turn you off! Why can't I turn you? Mike, get the fuck out of my shot! What? Ah! And I can't even turn him off here. I actually just have to wait until he leaves or reset this up. Okay. Mike, please leave. See, I can turn solely off. Mike just needs to get out of the shot. Oh dear. Oh dear. All right, we're just gonna play with stuff for a few more minutes then while I wait for him to leave. Please.
You never forget, kids. Like, you do know you're rather heroic, don't you?
I can't turn Belle off either.
Jesse, I just go.
Oh my god. This is All right, what are my settings? What are my settings? I'm noting these down, and then we're gonna try to restart the process and hope that off. Belle didn't bother me too much, but still. Okay, let's reset the settings we need. Hopefully it works out the way it did before, because sometimes it feels like it changes up how it wants to work. Okay, we're getting there. Okay. I gotta get this to do it just right. I need the timing on this to be just right. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna go just slightly more this way. And this is gonna be our dream snaps. Oh, okay. Are there any motifs we want to add here? I think we can do you. I see you're, I can't, if I could make you smaller, you would have been perfect. I do like the idea of the pomegranate. I don't know where I'm gonna do it though. Again, that's another one. I wish I could make it smaller. That's my biggest gripe with motifs sometimes, is they come out very large. And if I could make them a little bit smaller, I feel like they would work a bit better. I put that there, almost like a little signature. Almost like a little signature. All right. And then I think that's just going to have to be it for motifs. And this is going to be our dream snaps this week. I'm actually really happy with how it came out. I am so happy that it's just a theme every week now. And it's not back and forth between like decoration and clothing ones. I think this works so much better just to have it in one. Because if I'm honest, I don't think I've ever done this before and not worked on both an outfit and the decoration for it. Like, you just end up doing both anyway. So it's just a nice quality of life to have it all in one. It just is. So that is us for this week. If I was able to inspire you a little bit and you want to share it with us, you can join the Kitty Coven Discord down below. There's a whole Disney and Dreamlight Valley area that you can share your dream snaps into. I love seeing what you guys put together every week. I think it's super cool. While you're there, you can check out some of my other socials if you would like. We'll be checking out the new update for this game on stream today or tomorrow. We've got a little bit of stuff going on, so it'll be today or tomorrow that we're going to be checking out the new update. And then, of course, you'll always find lots of cool content just about everywhere. Take care of yourselves, my dears, and I'll see you in the next one.